Assalamualaikum and hi, my name is Nurizati Hazwani binti Yusli. We are from class BA243 The purpose of this video is to present our report proposal regarding to the group assignment, which is MGT648 research method. I will present the chapter 1 and let's begin. For 1.1 introduction, this proposal that explores how sport activities affect student lifestyle. Several significant points will be explored in this study, including the background study, problem statement, research question, research objective, scope of the study, and the significance of the study. For 1.2, background of the study, lifestyle choice and individual behaviors have the potential to influence health and improve the quality of life. A college or university student social and cultural facts are called student life. It includes extracurricular activities students can participate in on campus like clubs and organizations. It also includes the sports activity that students will involve in their daily life at university. Based on the research, sports activities are usually done through physical activity that requires energy and movement of the individuals. Physical activity is particularly interesting as it is a basic human function and an essential aspect of a healthy lifestyle. Besides, students nowadays are broadly exposed to many sport activities. They have an option to choose whatever sport activities that rely with their interests. It will encourage students to be more effective and stay fit. With the awareness of healthy lifestyle and the facility provided surround their living areas, most students could choose the best sport that suits with them. As sport is part of the method of contributing towards the good quality of life, students must be persuaded to join the sport activity for their own sake. This study emphasized that understanding the relationship between sports activities affect student lifestyle is vital because it is closely related to the daily life of a student. Therefore, this study will focus on the relationship between sport activities towards student mental health, educational progress, and student social life. For 1.3, problem statement. Sport activity in the daily life of students nowadays are not usually rare to highlight. Unfortunately, some parties still do not take this matter seriously regarding to the influence of sport on students' social lifestyle. The organizational structure of sport and the performance demands characteristics of sport trainings and competition provide a unique opportunity for participants to engage in health-enhancing physical activity of a varied intensity, duration and mode, and the opportunity to do so with other people as part of a team and or a club. In fact, the social and mental health benefits facilitated through participation in sport exceed those achieved through participation in other leisure time or recreational activities. Next, the influence of sport activities on the progress of students also needs to be known because it has a positive effect on the student. When physical activity is used as a break from academic learning time, post-engagement effects include better attention, increase on task behavior, and improve academic performance. In a meta-analysis, Sibley and Ednier 2003 found a positive relationship between physical activity and the cognition in school-age youth, suggesting that physical activity as well as physical fitness may be related to the cognitive outcomes during development. The research also found that 20 minutes recess of each day and outdoor in a safe activity is more than enough to get a release from the packed schedule. At the college life, the life of the student change altogether. They start perceiving about their future life and in the due course they become passionate to achieve their goals. This is the prime time where the student needs guidance through with their social and academic life to make them a significant citizen of the society. The role of sport for social development is a manner of bringing about social change through the use of sport. The college life can be stressful, although it is undoubtedly one of the most memorable experiences in one life. Next, 1.4 research question. The research question for this study are as below. Number 1 is how does sport activity impact on student mental health? Number 2 is how does sport activities affect student educational progress? And number 3 is why are sport activities important to students' social life? 1.5, which is research objective. The main objective is to investigate how sport activities affect student lifestyle. For the specific objective is number 1 is to find out the impact of the sport activities on student mental health. Number 2 is to explore the effects of sport activities towards student educational progress. And number 3 is to determine the benefits of sport activities on students' social life. 1.6 Scope of the study. This study consists 3 factors of sport activities that affect student lifestyle in the university. The factors that will be focused on are student mental health, student educational progress, and the benefits of sports activity on students' social life. To gather the information, we will create a questionnaire using Google Forms and distribute it towards students in University Teknologi Mara (UiTM) campus in Puncak Alam via an internet platform such as WhatsApp. And lastly, 1.7 significance of the study. The importance of this study is based on the investigation of how sport activities influence student life. This study aims to convey helpful information about the relationship between sport activities and student lifestyle by covering the aspect of student mental health, student educational progress, and benefits of the sport activities on student lifestyle. In this era that is moving forward, we must understand and identify this relationship because it helps students boost mental health, which has an immediate effect on physical well-being since it encourages students to be active and stay fit. In addition, it can help students in the educational progress of every student who engage in sport activities. That's all from me. I will pass to the next presenter. Thank you.
Hi and Assalamualaikum. My name is Nur Syahidah binti Zulkarnain. I would like to present about Chapter 2, which is the review of literature. The focus of this literature review is determining the relationship between independent and dependent variables. The dependent variable in this study is sport activities that influence student lifestyle. This study will include 3 independent variables that may have an impact on the dependent variable, which is student mental health, educational progress, and social life. Let us move on to the dependent variable. Sport is defined as a human activity that primarily involves physical effort and skill along with the elements of competition or social interaction. Meanwhile, sport activity refers to any athletic event for professional or amateur athletic skill demonstrations, sporting or recreational activity that involves public participations and similar attractions involving sports or athletic prowess. Sporting activities should include practices, games, tournaments, and camps. One of the primary goals of the sport today is the desire to live a healthy lifestyle. Sport activity also promotes human health and shields against chronic illness like diabetes, heart attack, and obesity, anxiety, and depression. The first independent variable is mental health. It's a state of well-being that enables people to cope with the stresses of life, realize their ability, learn and work well, and contribute to their community. College students frequently struggle with mental health issues. The mental health of students is getting worse. Over 60% of college students certified the criteria for at least one mental health problem during 2020 until 2021 academic years. For instance, a lot of a student life can be negatively impacted by mental health issues, including their relationship with friends, family, academic performance, physical well-being, and certification with their college education. Moreover, many tertiary students internationally as well as locally find it extremely difficult to cope with mental health issues, which can show up as chronic long-term behavioral change, and the most common mental health conditions identified in students are depression, anxiety, and ADHD. This is because some warning signs are easily misinterpreted or misunderstood as suggesting a possible mental health risk. Next, we move on to the relationship between students' mental health and sport activities. The primary goal of physical activity is to enhance one's physical well-being and capabilities. The more sport a student participates in general, the better their mental health and social well-being. This relationship exists between participating in sports and mental health status. College students experience higher level of stress than people in other age groups, which may have a negative impact on their mental health. Studies suggest that engaging in outdoor and indoor sports can have a positive impact on mental health by treating mental health issues, by boosting happiness and life satisfaction, enhance well-being, and improving quality of life. However, while sport improves people's psychological and physical health, playing sport has also bad effects on one's health due to the possibility of burnout, eating disorders, mental illness, and discomfort and injury. Students who are also elite athletes frequently experience these negative effects such they must perform at the highest level to achieve the desired result. This can cause their mental health to suffer as a result.
Hi, my name is Putri Natasha binti Muhammad Rosli, and I will continue to the next independent variable, which is students' educational progress. The educational progress entails documented growth in knowledge and skill acquisition, including social or emotional development and life skills, commensurate with the student's chronological age, developmental expectations, and individual educational potential. Student progress in education refers to a student's understanding of essential facts and academic skills. Moving towards a desirable, enhanced, and refined condition is what progress entails. Historically, students were thought to be making progress if they were rapidly learning and progressing to new concepts and information. So, the relationship between students' educational progress and sport activities is sports might create distractions and make students too fatigued or anxious to focus or concentrate in class. Sport activities, on the other hand, have been found to be favorably related to educational aspirations, school grades, attendance, engagement, and other good educational outcomes. Sports provide educational experiences that cannot be obtained in the classroom, which benefits not just educational outcomes but also occupational outcomes. Sports, in other words, provide training, discipline to attain goals, for example, and skills for engaging with others in the situation. And the last independent variable is student social life. An individual's social life encompasses the connections they establish with diverse individuals, including family, friends, community members, and unfamiliar individuals. Its assessment relies on the regularity and caliber of their social engagements, whether in face-to-face interactions or through digital platforms. According to research, students who are actively involved in their social life are more likely to perform well academically. This is most likely due to the fact that strong social links provide emotional support, promote optimistic thinking, and encourage students to use campus resources. Feeling socially connected can alleviate stress and anxiety, thereby positively impacting a student's mental health. When individuals feel supported and emotionally secure, they are better equipped to focus on their studies and perform academically. So, what are the relationship between social life and sports activities? Team sports promote social contact among students. Students will develop social skills and lifelong skills by participating in sports. Students who have joined a team must interact with their coach and teammates. They will learn important social skills here. They will learn how to work as part of a team and develop good character. This enables the formation of long-lasting friendships and mutual respect for others.
The theoretical frame indicates that the better student mental health, student educational progress, and student social life, the greater the effect sport activity for student lifestyle. There are three hypotheses from our research. First is the hypothesis between students' mental health and sport activities. The null hypothesis is there is a significant relationship between students' mental health and sport activities. And the alternative is there is no significant relationship between students' mental health and sport activities. Second is the hypothesis between student educational progress and sport activities. The null hypothesis is there is a significant relationship between student educational progress and sport activities, and the alternative there is no significant relationship between student educational and sport activities. Lastly, the hypothesis between student social life and sport activities. The null hypothesis is there is a significant relationship between student social life and sport activities, and the alternative is there is no significant relationship between student social life and sport activities.
Assalamualaikum, my name is Nur Shaza Aufa. In this chapter, we will discuss a few key components of this study, including the research design, population and sampling, methods, and data analysis. First, let's talk about the research design. This section will outline the objective of the study, how it was conducted, the research methodology, the research unit analysis, and the time horizon. Next, we will delve into population and sampling approach. This section will cover the research target population, the sampling frame, the sampling method, the respondents, and the sample size. Finally, we will discuss data analysis. This section will explain how data is analyzed, cleaned, manipulated, and modeled to find relevant information, supports references, and aid in decision making. This study employs causal research to investigate the connection between sport activities and students' lifestyle. In this approach, the independent and dependent variables are examined independently and their relationship is observed. Since we are only measuring and observing this relationship without manipulating any variables, the causal relationship between sport activities and student lifestyle is considered non-experimental. This means that we cannot establish a definitive cause and effect relationship between the two factors. The primary objective of our research is to identify the factors that influence how sport activities impact students' lifestyle. By understanding these factors, we can gain valuable insight into how promote healthy lifestyle choices among students through sport participants. In essence, this study aims to uncover the underlying mechanism by which sport activities contribute to positive lifestyle changes among students. This research delved into causal relationship, examining the link between the variable involved. In essence, it helped us determine whether there is a connection between two or more variables and the strength of that relationship. The study considers two types of variable, which is dependent variable and independent variables. The dependent variable in this study is student lifestyle, while the independent variable are student mental health, student education progress, and student social life. These factors all contribute to influence of sport activities on students' lifestyle. In other words, this study aims to investigate how sport activities impact students' mental health, academic progress, and social interaction, thereby shaping their overall lifestyle. This study utilized a causal research design aligned with the research objective. This means that the study is designed to investigate cause and effect relationship between variables. The study was conducted within the natural environment of the organization, which means that the researchers did not manipulate any of the variables in the study. Instead, they simply observed the relationship between the variables as they naturally occurred. The theoretical framework for the study was developed with moderate intervention. This means that the researchers used existing theories to guide their research, but they also made some modification to these theories in order to better fit the specific context of the study. The research setting was kept unchanged, which means that the researchers did not make any changes to the organization or the environment in which the study was conducted. This study will be conducted in a natural environment setting, without any artificial alteration to the participants' surroundings or their daily routines. This non-contrived approach aims to capture the true essence of how sport activities influence students' lifestyle in their authentic context. The research procedure will require a minimal level of intervention, ensuring that the participants' natural behaviors and interaction remain unaffected. This approach allows for a more accurate observation of how sport activities organically integrate into students' daily life. Data will be collected through an online survey administered manually to respondents. This method provides a convenient and accessible platform for students to share their experiences and perspective on the role of sport activities in their life. The research objective of this study revolves around analyzing the individual level of analysis to investigate how sport activities affect students' lifestyle. To achieve this research aim, the measurement and analysis variable will be conducted at the individual level. The primary focus of this study is to explore the relationship between sport activities and its impact on students' lifestyle. A single cross-sectional study is a research design where data is collected from multiple individuals simultaneously. Sufficient respondent data is necessary to establish the relationship between variables and psychological adjustment. Collecting the required information for the theoretical framework may take up to a month, depending on the suitability of individual for the research objective. In some cases, information may be obtained periodically to align better with the research objective.
Hi, my name is Nur Natasha Amira binti Muhammad Nazam. The population is referring to the total number of the entire group of people which the researcher is interested in doing the study about Securant 2013. Sampling design is an important part of the research design in the research proposal. Sampling is a crucial tool for research investigations since the community of interest is frequently too broad for any studies endeavors to include participants. According to Umar Majid 2018, sampling is the procedure of choosing a statistically representative of the research question's population and is sizable enough to do so. An element of the population is a sample. Sampling is used in research because it can reduce cost, labor costs, and time requirements while ensuring that the results are highly accurate. According to Glenn S. 2022, the target population is commonly defined as a collection of elements about which we are interested to study. The target population for this study is a college resident students in UiTM Puncak Alam between the age of 18 years old to 29 years old, related to sport activities affect student lifestyle. The age of the target population for this study is essentially defined as a student when they are involving in any sport activities during study in UiTM Puncak Alam. List of the actual cases from which samples will be taken are called sampling frames. According to Tahir Dos 2016, the sample frame ought to reflect the population. As stated in the target population, we drew our sample from college resident students in UiTM Puncak Alam who are aged between 18 to 29 years old, physically active in sport activities. According to Norzaidi Muhammad Daud 2013, sport activities affect on a university student's mental health, education progress, and social life in college. This research question can therefore be prepared by considering the college resident students in UiTM Puncak Alam. Next, sampling technique. The sampling method selects a sample from the population. The two different kinds of sampling techniques are probability sampling and non-probability sampling. This study used a non-probability sampling technique, which is judgment or purposive sampling. The target population for this study was the college resident students in UiTM Puncak Alam, defined as those between the ages of 18 to 29 years old who involved in sport activities. As a result, purposive sampling involves in which students who stays at college and playing sports because they have the characteristic that we need in our sample. According to Nicolopo, this sampling method relies on the researcher's judgment when identifying and selecting individuals, cases, or events that can provide the best information to achieve the study's objectives. Nicolopo also stated that purposive sampling is best used when we want to focus in depth on relatively small samples. Perhaps we would like to access a particular subset of the population that shares certain characteristics, or we are researching issues likely to have unique cases. The main goal of purposive sampling is to identify the cases, individuals, or communities best suited to helping us answer our research question. For this reason, purposive sampling works best when we have a lot of background information about our research topic. Purposive sampling requires a little strategy and tact to reach intended candidates. The benefit of using purposive sampling technique is its time and cost efficiency. Purposive sampling requires far less time, money, and effort to conduct. The researcher choose the sample based on who they think who would be appropriate for the study. This is used primarily when there is a limited number of people that have expertise in the area being researched. So, in order to reach this study sampling, which is the respondents are from students UiTM Puncak Alam who stay in college and involved in sport activities. This study will be distributed via Google Form, which comprises questionnaires in order to gather responses from the respondents. Next, respondents. Respondents refers to an individual who responds by giving replies for information. Respondents for this study are students from UiTM Puncak Alam who stays in college and involves in sports activities. According to Omachinsky 2022, stated that respondents are people who participate in a survey or an interview or who provide information to be used in an analysis for a research study. Respondents must give their informed consent in order to participate, and their ages can be depending on the study's criteria. The questionnaire is open for all UiTM Puncak Alam students who stays in college where there is no specific ethnicity, education level, and occupation required. According to Omachinsky 2022, stated that participants and respondents are nearly synonymous. Next, sample size. Sample refers to a subset of the population. According to Roscoe's 1975, the general rule of thumb for calculating sample size, a sample in the range of 30 to 500 is adequate for most studies. Once the Google form has been developed and separated into sections A, B, and C, it will be delivered to all college resident students from UiTM Puncak Alam who involves in sport activities, as the study's target demographic over the course of 3 weeks from 2 December 2022 to 23 December 2022. The data collection will then be done via a Google form. Next is data analysis. Data analysis is the process of systematically applying statistical or logical techniques to describe and illustrate, condense, recap, and evaluate data. According to Shamu and Resnick 2003, various analytics procedures provide a way of drawing inductive inferences from data and distinguishing the signal from the noise present in the data. While statistically approach may be used in qualitative research, analysis is frequently an ongoing interactive process in which data is continuously collected and processed almost simultaneously. Throughout the data collection process, researchers typically look for patterns in observation. According to Sevin and Robinson 2004, the specific qualitative approach used, for example, field study, ethnographic content analysis, oral history, or biography, and the type of the data decide from the form of the analysis. For example, field notes, documents, audio tape, or videotape. SPSS will be used to run and summarize all data collected for this study. The data can be presented in sum and frequency forms, as well as for testing the regression analysis. Correlation analysis will be used to test the relationship between dependent variables and independent variables. The ability of a measuring instrument to produce accurate and consistent results is referred to as its reliability. This refers to the degree to which the measures are error-free and thus produce consistent results. Besides that, this analysis was done to examine how sport activities affect students' lifestyle. The quantitative data from sections A, B, and C of the questionnaire were analyzed and presented in the form of charts and tables. In conclusion, we found a population study that focuses on student college UiTM Puncak Alam who is involved in sport activities by presenting the sampling approach used in this chapter, which has covered the advised research strategy for this study. With a Google form, UiTM Puncak Alam students who stay in college and are involved in sport activities were included in the sampling frame for this study. In order to run and compile all the data gathered, the researcher additionally employs SPSS. The Cohen 1969 table is used as a reference point for creating sample size determination tables. Finally, this chapter describes how to use statistical analysis. The researcher was able to choose the study design and study instruments in a more structured and methodical way because of all of the research methodology discussed in this chapter.
As you can see on the slide, this is our Gantt chart. This is done bi-weekly.